So this marks the beginning of the series of episodes entitled Guitar Application. My first approach will be to create a guitar book. This is just a book of scales and chords and certain positions, and then on to marketing, which will be a separate segment or series. And yeah, so I'm just gonna get right into it, and it'll just evolve as it evolves. Hello world, this is JWP, J Ward Primo Beats, coming to you live from my living room. For around 20 years, I've been mixing and mastering music, rapping, songwriting. Recently started singing, along with everything else that goes with music production, such as graphic design and editing, photo editing, video editing. And for around 15 years, I've been using SynthEdit to make my own audio plugins. Check out my website, JWPsite.com, for my social links, latest news and updates, and public offerings. If you'd like to hire me for music mixing, mastering, instrumentals, or custom plugin work, I can be reached at jwpmas@gmail.com. Alright, so in the past, during my guitar sessions, I have been looking at a Word document I created with some support files, specifically guitar friendly. And guitar friendly no longer exists. I can't find these files on the internet anymore. I'm not sure where I got these chord charts from. So what I want to do now is restart the project, and like these chords they're fine. They're standard bar chords, advanced chords, general chords with some extensive voicing, I guess, just trying to play that as many strings as possible. But what I want to look at is triads and just like 3 notes. And I have before, I looked around on the internet to try to find some resources. There was some, but like most applications are these generic old-fashioned like bar chords and stuff, and it doesn't really help me learn the fretboard. So yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open up Tablet Edit, and I'm just gonna bring in some MIDIs, and then I can move them around the fretboard. Of course, I gotta make some MIDIs first. So I'll take it all the way back to C. I don't know why music starts in C. If anything, it should start in A. But yeah, so music starts in C. And what's that? I want chord stamp, major. I'll just start with some standard stuff. C5, C4. I think guitar is like E4. I do have my guitar sitting out in case I need to use it for anything. And I only have about half an hour for this. Slept in. Something I gotta stop doing, but I kind of did need the chill. And I didn't really have anything planned for guitar application. I was just gonna try do some like chords and scales and put them together like I've normally been doing it for practice, and then maybe just, do them with TIFF. Sort of like my song session, but specifically guitar alone. Okay, so Alt-G is to remove group. And then from here, all I want to do is export as a MIDI. So I'll go file, export MIDI file. And I might as well like start a project workflow for this. I don't know what to put it under. Guitar book, I guess. Be documents. Music production. It's not really music production. I'll just put it under documents. And I'll start one. I'll say guitar practice book. And as usual with most of my endeavors, I'll probably offer this as a product. So this is C major after it's done. And this is something I absolutely want to get done. Okay, so now I'm just going to delete that, and I'll drop a minor chord on the C, export that, C minor, okay, and then head over to Tablet Edit. Not sure there's going to be much for entertainment, so to speak. Well, I should have kept that board open. fingerboard. I don't know why it's so janky. I think it does. I don't think it's cooperating with scaling. Okay, so import MIDI. What's a NIF file? Workflow, project data, documents, guitar practice book, and we'll start with the major, I suppose. And then it has like this this thing, so give me channel 1, and then I can transpose it. So optimize fingering. So what I'll do is I'll just bring it in, I guess. Can I just, yeah, and then we got like, it's sitting here, right? So that's C major, and what is that? E, A, D. So it starts on A, 3. So if I transpose it down 13, yeah, that's like crazy. If I transpose it at 0, where does that put it? Okay, so that's just E and A, but I would like a little more than that. And we can see it on the fingerboard there. What does trans optimize fingering do for me? Nothing. Okay, so let's bring it up 1. So it's like the 2nd position. If I'm transposing, it's not C anymore, is it? Just notice that. Yeah, because it comes in F sharp. Okay, so it's like transmitting 0 kilobytes. I don't know what's up. Okay, so it looks like I'm transmitting again. Not sure what happened there. It's totally fine. Just a hiccup in the network, I suppose. Okay, so I got C here. Now, if I wanted C like here, right? Because if we start a chord, we go from 5, and then that starts there. So C would be all the way up here. But where is the C here? So we got E, F, G, E, F, F sharp, G. So it's like impossible to get a C any lower. So this is essentially where the C starts. What happens if I go -12? If I put it here, it's like, yeah, I only got like an E and a C, which is like a 2-part. But is there like any other? No. I can like do different voicings. It's kind of like one of the reasons I wanted to get into this. So this is as low as it goes. Like it doesn't even let me go any lower, just E and C. Yeah, it's just as low as it goes. I don't know if optimized fingerings was messing with it. On 3. Usually I play on 2. This is where things get weird. What is module? That's what I thought it was. Okay. Where things get weird. So maybe I'll just do like standard positioning. No, I'll just do as many as I can across sort of the fretboard. So that's where that is. How do I get this out now? Can I make a chord chart in here? Edit, export, chord manager? No. Okay, so I have a chord chart here. I don't know how to insert chord. Name, C major. Edit diagram. Edit diagram? Okay, yeah, so this is giving me like all the hoo-ha here. It actually has a whole bunch of nice chords, but again, these are those really hardcore bar chords, which I don't want. Can I like click this? Can I clear it somehow? Edit diag. Okay, so I think I have to like turn that on. Yeah, okay. And then what I do. Oh, it's stuck like that. Okay, so can I print this somehow? I don't think this will let me like print. No. So what do I have? This open and this on 3. You see that's 1. I mean, I could take a screenshot and use that, but I would really like to insert chord. What? Why did it do major? Okay. Okay, so now can I print? Oh yeah, there we go. Print. And this is just a little tiny. It's not exactly what I wanted. What is exports? Copy as meta file, BMP. Is it the whole thing? Copy to clipboard as monochrome, as color. Preview has been copied. Oh yeah, it is the whole thing, right? So let's look at paint. Let's see what that gives me. Yeah, it gives me this whole. Like, I can't even see that. Let's leave this open for a moment. Print setup. Line mode. Scroll, display. Printing. I mean, I could use my other tool. Other tools? What is this? Oh, just the guides. Print setup. Okay, let's try line mode here. Nothing. Notation, tablature. Display chords as diagrams. Inside chord summary, vertically, horizontally. Nothing. I want just the chords, right? And I prefer to have it as extract. Okay, so that's not what I'm looking for. Catalog, print, close, insert. What is this? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Edit, new. Yeah, there's no way to get it out as like a as a type of PDF or SVG or anything. This is as good as it gets. So I guess I'm gonna have to go to my other tool. It's a little disappointing. I mean, I could do it like a different way. What happens if I just completely use tablet? What is this? Why would they do that? F1? That didn't help anything. Okay, what is this? Do plus, above, below. Which time do I got? Another 25 minutes. Catalog. Whole catalog. Edit. So I think this is as good as it's going to get. I can't make it any bigger. I'd like to have everything sort of. This is 2, 3. I don't know. Oh, and it killed my thing. Oh no. Cancel. View, edit, note. I just don't want to be like bouncing around too much. What I can do is just Chord manager. How do I make a new one? New is cancel, catalog, insert, cancel. I don't know why it does that. Like, what happened to my a scale diagram? Scale? I've never heard of a scale diagram. Chord manager. See, it's not letting me do anything now. A, B, C, D. I can't edit. It just says cancel, and then that kicks me out. Current file. There we go. Okay. Okay, so if I come in here and I insert it, the C major, and then so just take that out. Oh, what the hell? Okay, so what is it's doing? It's not gonna let me like have both at the same time. View, track window, quick view. No. So file, print. No. Print preview. Okay, print setup. Chord summary, chords as diagrams, chords as text only. General, line mode, page mode. Notation. What happens if I turn off tablature? Back, and then I'll go chord manager, that, insert. Okay, and then it doesn't even show me like, is it because I turned on that other thing? Scale diagram? Okay. I don't know why it's not giving me. Let's start again. So start again, new. It's fine. Close all that. Okay. And then let me import C major again. Here. Import. Okay, so that's the standard, yes. And then import chord manager. Extract new. How does it extract work? Oh, that's just from catalog new. Catalog. Okay, so it looks like I gotta like save my catalogs or something. Because now it's gone. So this is open, and this is C, and that's it. Call that C major. Insert. Okay. So where to go? Catalog current file, is that what I'm looking for? Let's see, actually, how do I export? Catalog. Print. Export. Print setup. So turn off tablature. So that doesn't do anything. I think it's just like a full-on catalog, and there's nothing I could really do about it. And then if I insert it, it's there and print this. What do I get? No, I don't want to. It's going to be a print preview. Okay, so that's how that looks. So I have the option of using like a guitar display of a guitar as a scale chart. It's kind of what I would like because that's what I'm used to. I don't think Chords can do that. So let's go scale finder, I think. And then see the way the issue I was having before is that it was only giving me like one octave. So let's go ahead and load that though. And then yeah, see it's only giving me like one octave, but it does give me like starts and stops and stuff. So if I like load my advanced octave here, it'll give me like a full-on thing, right? But that's not at the bottom. And do I like the way this looks? Mark text, show both, not show sharps. So it's not automatic. There we go. Okay, so major extended, yeah, and then it shows me this stuff, right? But I can't like turn it sideways, and that's how I prefer to read these sorts of things. I could do it in post. Intervals. I can't see left, right, no. So that's too bad. This is one of the reasons I don't really like Chords, is that I can't make like a real, I mean not a real, scale, but the way I like a scale thing. And I could just pull the chords out of here, and it does give me the, what's going on here? Major extent, it's not in here. Oh, quality. Tuning, not drop. Well, just what is this? Standard, root note C, major extended. What major extended do? I think that was only for the only for, look at all that, eh? So really what's happening now is I'm trying to figure out the formatting here. And then there's like an online tool, I can't remember what it's called, guitar something. Guitar scientist? Not logged in. I was already logged in. Is it just that me? No, it doesn't let me use Google. So I'm going to throw this up for a second once I get logged in. Okay, so this is Guitar Scientist. Now, what I want to do here is I want to do some diagrams, make new diagram. And it allows me to do a lot more. I thought I just verified my email address. Like, really? Okay, so I'm going to go do that right quick. Otherwise, that'll just keep popping up every time. Okay, verify email. Okay, so I gotta click here to verify again. Take 10 minutes? 10 minutes? Hi? No wonder I didn't do the last time. Give it like 15 seconds. Is it going to my junk? Is that why? Yeah, I don't know. What's up with that? Okay, so anyway, I guess I'm just going to jump right back into it. I'll keep that open for now. To get a thing, I'll just have to say ignore. In order to activate all the functions, verifying your email. So it won't even let me do anything. Oh, here we go. Let's take a quick tour. Ignore that. If you need help, yes. Okay. So with this, I can like, I kind of don't like the way this looks. I can have like a sideways guitar scale thing. So I guess I'm just still really figuring out the format. And I don't even know how. These are pro features. Export single fretboard image. And you have to pay. That's the reason I never really continued with this. Duplicate fretboard. Vertical. And I mean, I could just totally print the page, right? Like, no, not profile. Profile. Yeah, so that didn't work either. Download documents. Email address not verified. So why does it? I think it's just like it's individually. So I don't like things that happen like that because it's hard for me to make a database based on that. And yeah. So on one hand, I have this tool. I could probably just install everything into. Chords is great for like its plethora of distance of things and its layout and stuff. It just, yeah. I think what I'm gonna have to do is use Chords. As much as I don't want to be bouncing back and forth, and then what I can do for the scale is just like turn it sideways in post, because I think that's all I'm gonna get. So we'll go like that. You see standard tuning, and I don't know why it's starting at 7. Add root notes, add title. That's going to be an issue too. It's got to be a better for each tool. I can turn this sideways. Oh, look, it does go sideways. But like, how do I print that then? That's also like the whole fretboard, which isn't helping me any. What is this? Can you be sideways? I don't know. Can you float sideways? Oh, I got 2 of them now. And what is it displaying right now? Is it displaying a chord? Oh, it's tearing is the issue. Let's get rid of this ruler. Viewers, ruler, fingerboard palette. How do we get rid of ruler? Print. What is print preview? Control Shift P. So it doesn't show the fretboard. I'd much just rather have multi-track. The way I want it instead of like notation or tablature. What is chords as diagrams do? Nothing, they just disappear. Okay. Automatic chord diagram, automatic rests. So there's no real way to get this guy to print. Let's put that 3 back. Okay, so it's showing whatever like that current line is displaying. So there's no real way to get this fingerboard to display what I want. Effects and notation. Automatic rests. What's chord summary? Oh, just a little text bit on top. Horizontally. So that's interesting. But that still doesn't give me like all of the stuff from Chordius. In Chordius, it does not sit sideways, and it has these numbers here. Arc text. Mirror results. I don't know what that does. It's backwards. Yeah, so it does not sit sideways. I don't know if it's like settings somewhere, maybe in options. Background, styles, finders, config, update, check for updates. This is up to date. Okay, so I don't know if I can do styles, use style editor. Diagram layout, horizontal. Is there like, okay, just apply, okay. So what is that? Is that going to put it sideways? It does. Okay, so that's exactly what I want. What about the writing? Is the writing going to be all weird? And title. No, the writing's fine. Okay, so that's exactly what I want. It looks a little stretched, and I don't know why. Maybe it's just the styles editor. I can't get to the styles editor from here, though. Like, why? What happens if the scale, okay, so nice, but I don't really want like the number there, but I guess I can't really complain beyond that. Sort of, because that's sort of exactly what I want. Major extended. It's nice to see. So I guess I'm working in chords. Max reach 5. There we go. Extended. But there's like no 0 position, and I'm sure. Where's my word product? Yeah, project. I'm sure that it's here. Like so open. Open. I'm gonna have to dig around again. Okay, so it did actually take me here. So if I go here and I come into C, yeah, see, it's giving me the E. The issue is that it's not a C though, right? Like it's not starting on a C, but this is like the C scale. So how do I make that happen here? Can I do like negatives in the extended? Frets 5. I think it's still up and down. I don't need the title because it's just taking up a bunch of space. No, it's pretty sure that's like the right side because it wouldn't let me do horizontal if it wasn't horizontal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it would be the other way, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's not helping. Give me max frets, number of frets, 12. And then it'll give me the whole fretboard, and I'll see really what I'm working with here. Yeah, okay. So it still really looks really stretched, though. So I have to go back into the styles editor and like switch it around a little bit, just so they're like wider. And I need to see if I can add like negatives in here. So let's go major edits, and then it does not let me do negatives. So what do I gotta do here? What do I gotta do? That's a little disappointing. Standard tuning. Maybe if I start a new one, it'll let me do negatives. No. So what I can do is I can just stick in the notes themselves, right? And then I can go from there. And I'll just have to keep up with everything. So E, F, G, A, B, C. So E, F, I just want to see if it works. G, A, oh, the other way. B, and C, and then I'll just call this C inverted, and I'll C. C guitar, and that's sort of like the tuning, right? Okay, so let's see what that does. C guitar. Oh, it doesn't have to get out of here. So give me C guitar. Okay, so what do you do then? I don't know what the hell that is. It's working, but like it's missing a whole bunch of pieces. I think it's just because I have too many frets, too much reach, max fret. What is this? The highest fret on the fretboard the result can have. Okay, so let's say 5. So it narrows it down. It's just because I'm missing a lot of the notes. So I'll go into here and I'll edit it and I'll add the next ones. So it's obviously just all the whole notes, right? C, D, E, This is gonna get brutal. This is like exactly what I don't want. E, F. I mean, I could talk to the developer and ask him if he can do negatives. E, F, G, A, B. E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B. Just one more C. Try that. And then it'll generate more, but probably not the full thing. Yeah, not the full thing. Because I need more notes there. Why are some white ones some black? Those are just like the fret notes. So what do I want, a whole nother octave? But I mean, it works, right? And then can I just copy so I don't have to do this a million times? I cannot. Edit, delete, create. Edit, no. Edit. Can I say save as? No. Well, I have like the root note, right? But how does that, can I just change the root note and then everything just shifts? So if I want a D major, F sharp. Okay, so that looks like it works. I can just take like the standard major and then just shift it around, but it also looks like I'm losing a fret, right? If I go into D major here, yeah, I'm losing that E because it doesn't exist here, kind of thing. What about if I say this and then I go like major, like that, then what happens? Okay, so then that gives me like the E scale, but it's not enough, right? I can just like add more later, and then I change it to C, and then yeah, it bumps everything up. I can't transpose it down, can I? Strict intervals, is that? No. Number of frets, max fret, title, mirror, sharps, tuning, root note C. So if I change the root note, it changes the chord, or the thing. Banjo. So, a little stuck. And I'm pretty much out of time. So I gotta call it here. At least I sort of made some progress. I'd like to like figure this out though first, so I'm gonna push for at least another 5 minutes. So how does this work? It just works by what's left, right? But I need something better than that. Does this go into negatives? It does not. Frets, strict intervals. What happens if I just overload it? And then it just starts. Oop, there were no scales. What do you mean there were no scales? 20, 21. Feature extended. What did I do with that? C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B. That's right. Root notes, prefer sharps. Muted strings, max reach, max fret. 12. Yeah, and then it starts in the middle. That's the issue. Scales. Standard tuning C. Max reach 5. Why is it being weird now? Set default? No, not set as default. Or set to default? Yes. Okay, 512.4. Gives me that, and then I want major extended, and then Yeah, just give me that one chord, right? Because that's where the C starts. Or that one chord, that one scale chart. Our text, sharps, left, search. Let's go right. Allow open string. Let's turn that off. Allow muted note strings. Strict intervals. Can I change the tuning? Does that be a thing? No. Not gonna help. Root's not gonna help. If I go E, it's gonna give me the open down. Yeah. So if I want to do this, I'd have to make like 12 of them, right? But there's still no way to shift things. Like if I want a second position, there's only the one position, which is an issue. Unless I like fill up this thing to the max. Save selected, what does that mean? No. What happens if I major middle or something? And I start from 12. So 12, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 12, 14, 16, 17, 19, 21, 23, and 24. I don't know what that's going to do. Major middle. It didn't look like it did anything. It gave me more like positions, but how is this like an open string on the 9th fret? I think that's strict intervals. There we go. But there's still an open. Okay, so that's the highest note. Okay, that makes sense. You know, it's only giving me this little bit. I mean, if I'm gonna go through all the trouble of doing this, I might as well just manually make charts. New collection, we'll call this major, C major positions. And then, what do I do here? Add. Yeah, and then I can just make my own, like, orientation, vertical, horizontal, number of frets 5, strings 6. And then I can just, like, how do I call the themes? This is going to be major pain, though. Like, I was really hoping this tool would help me skip something like this, like brutal. Okay. So I don't have it figured out. Check out my website, JWPsite.com, for my social links, latest news and updates, and public offerings. If you'd like to help support what I do, you can find my GoFundMe by searching for JWP Fund. Like, comment, subscribe, follow, whatever makes you click or appreciate it. Thanks for watching.